We will be going live on the air momentarily. Anybody else on here? Just me. I think it's just me. I'm talking to myself. Got my Amazon order of solder today. Was doing some soldering the other day on some coax and found out that I was extremely low. And this much will probably last me the rest of my life. Good evening, everybody. This is Laird, VE3LKS, and welcome to the COVID-19 Rag Chew, Week 14, Thursday night edition. And welcome, everybody. And at this point, I will just take a standby and see if anybody wants to check in.
Hi, Mike.
Okay, not you. Anybody else? No, go ahead.
VA3WBZ. Good evening, Laird. Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Delta Kilo.
Okay, I had a couple guys walk on each other, but I think I've got VA3 WBZ William, VA3 DCE Doug, VA3 KDK Clint, and I believe it was VE3 W. It was Bill, I think.
Victor Echo 3, Papa Whiskey Juliet.
Okay, I copy VE3 PWJ. Anybody that I missed?
VE3 IRB. VE3 Victor Golf Juliet. VA3 KDK Mobile.
Okay, I've got WBZ William, DCE Doug, KDK Clint, PWJ Peter, IRB Robert, VGJ Joe, and was WTB in there somewhere? Okay, nothing heard. Any more check-ins for this evening at this point? Okay, nothing heard. So we'll go back to the... Oh, Clint, you're mobile. Are you in any sort of a time constraint? Okay, guess he was. VA3 WBZ William, and how are you doing on this fine, sunny, warm, toasty summer day?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. You know, Riley never had it so good. I tell you. You ever heard of, what's that saying go, living like Riley or something like that? I can't remember how that goes now. It's this old man thing, you know.
The Life of Riley.
Watched on 40 Meters this afternoon listened on, I should say, for a while. Got the antenna tuned up last night for 40 meters, my little ham stick I've got. And I got also one for 80 meters. I'll probably tune that up over the weekend. And the auto tune on the radio for the ICOM 7000, I just found a little cable for it, so it should be working perfect now. So that means the SWR meter I went bought, I probably won't need it, but I'll keep it anyway. Give me some information I like to look at a glance. And I got the bottom part of my engine, the generator. I got the fuel tank and one of the places painted today. And I'll be working tomorrow for a little bit on the reservoir to degrease it. Put a brake sometime over the next couple of days, I'll try and get the engine painted if I can get it, clean enough so I can put paint onto it, and then put it back together. And then I got to find out with these little pieces I've got, little flat pieces of steel, with bolt holes in the end. I got to find out where they go because I can't remember right now. They go someplace on the front. I can't remember where it is now. Anyway, that's about it for now, I guess. I'll pass it back to you, Laird.
Excellent. Now, getting back to your antennas for a minute, were you able to get them tuned without the auto tuner, like just using the SWR meter and getting it down as adjusting the antenna and getting the SWR down as low as you possibly could, just using that method?
We got it down to 1.1. That's what it was when I played the final match on it last night. And that's using the SWR meter and then make the adjustments on with the antenna. And I had to measure down 4 inches according to the manufacturer to get started. But I went down another almost 2 inches, I think 1 7/8 or something like that down, so that we can get the to 1:1, 1.1 match onto it. So it works out very good. I am going to do one more little thing though. I've got some 16 or 18 gauge wire for power supply. I'm going to run it from the base of the antenna to the trailer hitch on my car, and that might improve my transmitting part, getting out to that a little bit better.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you don't even have to do that. If you've got long enough wires, just stretch them out on the ground and make them into ground planes. And that'll help because when you just have a little vertical like that, you could be running in, you could be limiting your signal. Whereas if you can put out some ground planes from the bottom of it, just out on the lawn, you'll get a bit better radiation pattern.
So I would run that from the base when I put the antenna back onto the mag mount. I guess I should put the wire onto a washer, take the antenna off, then put the washer where the antenna goes, and then clamp it down, and just run over down to the ground. Then you figure, right? Because I was looking on the back of the radio, and there's a little screw there for ground, and I was thinking that maybe that's from the antenna to the whatever from the radio to the antenna.
No.
Something I'm not too sure on that as of yet.
No, on the back of your radio, that'll be ground for the radio itself. But send me your email address, and because I don't think I've got it. Send me your email address, and I'll send you some YouTube videos that will sort of explain this. I was watching them the other night, and it's really easy peasy, and it's just a matter of attaching wires to the bottom of it. But send me your email, and I will fire the links to those YouTube videos off to you. Let's see. Next on the list, VA3 DCE Doug, but you were awfully noisy. I think your antenna may be pointing towards the other net that you go on. Okay, I can recognize your voice. I think you said something about a handheld on the balcony, but that's about all I could really make out. The rest was just all noise. Okay, I think you said you were going to change to your other radio, and then we'll catch you on the second go around. Okay, very good, Doug. Let's see. Next on the list, VA3 KDK. Wonder where Clint went. He checked in and then he's gone. Okay, VE3 PWJ, Peter.
Good evening, Laird, and everybody so far that's on the net. Sounds like you got a few in there. We just came back from son-in-laws and daughter-in-law. We had a little party for the young fella. He's going into high school next year, so that was what we were doing there. So it was kind of fun. We were just out in the backyard there. It was kind of neat. Had a little something to eat. And so we'll listen along and let you get some more beans there, Laird. Over to you.
Oh, very good. Glad you're able to get out there with family. That's always fun to do. And I know my wife's trying to figure out with the latest round of regulations whether she can travel to visit her mom yet. But I don't know. They seem to say one thing one day and then change it the next, and they're not very clear. So it's weird because apparently you can fly into the States, but you can't cross at a land crossing. I don't know. So she's got to make some phone calls tomorrow and figure out what's going on, and she may head down south for a month or so. So who knows? But it's all got us on pins and needles, anyways. But I'm glad you're able to get together, and this tomorrow, I guess we can start eating on patios outside at restaurants. So that might be interesting. VE3 IRB Robert.
RTV.
Okay, I acknowledge RTV. Take it away, Robert.
It was funny. I was leaving Club Lorelei with Schnitzel dinner and saw Scotty. He never got one. Oh well. You can tell him if he's listening that it was great. And I think I heard RTV speak in just before I spoke, so you might want to check with him. But back to you, Laird.
Yeah, I just added him to the list, so he's on the bottom, and we'll get to him in a moment or two. And yeah, I saw your posting on Facebook about that, and it actually looked pretty good. I've been there a few times, and their food down there is really good. And so you can't go wrong with some of those pavilions. I know some of us like to go to the Polish one there on, is it Olive? Yeah, I think it's Olive. And that's a pretty good score too in there. Anyways, let's see who's next. Joe, VE3, VGJ.
Good evening, Laird, and everybody on frequency. Yes, missed the net there last night. I was out and had a friend had a barbecue there, and so I was over there, unfortunately. Always look forward to checking in, but it was a great night there. Some nice smoked chicken wings and a smoker, and some burgers on the charcoal barbecue. Boy, it was nice. And just everybody might not know this, but Brock Street there in they're going to be tearing down the overpass there this weekend. So the 401 from 8 o'clock Saturday evening to about 8 o'clock Sunday morning is going to be closed, just to warn anybody that is traveling in that area that might have to take a detour.
Ooh, that doesn't sound too fun. All the traffic coming off the 401. At least it's got a few things going for it. Number one, it's the middle of the night. Number two, COVID, there's not maybe there's probably reduced traffic. So let's just hope that that all plays together. And let's see, online we have Darren, NMD. He's checking in, I'm assuming from Montreal. And Gary Zed is listening in. He's traveling this weekend, but still looking forward to the Sunday evening meeting. Video call, so that's good. No major storms up north, please. Very good, Gary. So you're heading up north to Cottage Country, and hope you have a great time up there. And let's see, who's next on the list? VA3 RTV Jeffrey. Oh, I didn't think anyone would get worse than Doug.
Okay, hopefully you can get me now. And so I am near your place, Brad, and I'm with Bob on a little barbecue here, and we thought we would just check in and say hello and maybe when we're through here, Bob and I will get back on with proper radios. Okay, so all the best, everybody. Have a good evening. We'll talk with you later. VA3RTV.
Okay, I think you said you were around the corner. I think you said you were over at Brad's. So I quickly got up and switched to reverse so I could hear you because your signal wasn't all that great, but very good. And I think you said Bob was with you. So yeah, hopefully we'll catch you the second go around and have a bit better copy on you there. I'm not sure why you wouldn't be getting in from there because it's, you're almost in line with my house. But I copied you fine on direct once I got up there. So very good, Jeffrey. And at this point, I'll take another round of check-ins. So if you're sitting there listening, waiting to get in on the Rag Chew this evening, now's your opportunity. VE3LKS. Okay, nothing heard. Slim pickings tonight, but as I always say, it's not the quantity, it's the quality. Okay, it may not even be the quality tonight. No, just joking. So with that, I guess we'll go back up to the top of the list to William, VA3WBZ. And yeah, send me an email. And I don't know if you got my email, but it's my call sign, which is Victor Echo 3 Lima Kilowatt Sierra at yahoo.ca. And I'll send you some YouTube videos to watch on how you could attach ground wires to your setup. Alrighty then. We're having all sorts of fun. Am I transmitting? VA3DCE, Doug. Please tell me my radio hasn't gone the way of the dodo.
Your radio is doing fine. I might ask if you notice any difference on this one.
Oh yes, huge difference, Doug.
The other experiment out on the balcony, the vertical I was using there with a handheld, and it isn't in the prime location, and I found out that it was operating about as well as it sounded like it was operating, so forget that experiment. I didn't take the off the antenna off the beam and put it on the other radio, so I got what I expected. Anyway, beautiful day, wonderful day. Sat on the balcony most of the day, drank tea, and watched the world go by. It was really great. Got my bicycle riding this morning before the heat came up, and all's well. Back to you, Laird.
Yeah, I hear you. It was beautiful. I snuck out of the house a few times a day just because I didn't want to be cooped up inside the whole day. And it was quite enjoyable out there. I like the heat, so I don't mind sitting out in the backyard and just letting it pound on me. And it was fun feeding the chipmunks for a while there at lunchtime and that sort of thing. And you know what? We're going to be ending the Rag Chew early tonight, I think. So I may get out there and enjoy it some more while I'm doing a bit of gardening. And let's see, with that, we will go to next on the list. Let's see if Clint's back with us, VA3KDK. Okay, I did hear him check in, though, right? Did you hear him check in, Doug?
Yeah, you got that right, Laird. He was very clear at that point. He must have had to go elsewhere.
VA3AG.
Okay, we acknowledge Eldo, VA3AG. We'll add you to the list, sir, unless you need to get in real quick. As a matter of fact, you know what? Go ahead. We'll put you in twice this round because we don't have a massive group tonight. So take it away, Aldo.
Okay, well, I didn't want to bust in, but I wanted to for you to add me to the list. But now that I'm here, it's great. Thanks very much. I put my little SBB2, the Comet little antenna, UHF VHF, with my little handheld attached to it in the car this morning, and I took a trip out to Coburg and back, and it worked pretty nice. So I wasn't able to hit the repeater, the offshore repeaters, until I got to
Newcastle.
Where was it? Just east of Bowmanville. But you know, in town there, Coburg, I in WR, I think it is. It used to be RTR. And BUI, they were coming in real nice with it. So I'm quite happy. It's not a DX antenna, but it's good for local work.
Yes, I know painfully all too well about traveling through Northumberland there. Although when I'm going into the office, I get off at Toronto Road there in Port Hope, and between Port Hope and Newcastle, the only time I can hit the repeater is when I'm at the top of a hill. As soon as I crest the hill and start going down again, I'll lose it. So I don't have reliable communications until I get to Newcastle. And then when I get into Bowmanville, I lose it for a little bit as well, and then pick it up again when I get closer to Curtis Road. So that's the notorious Bowmanville dip, and not much you can do about geography. But very good. Glad you're enjoying that little antenna, and it was a beautiful day for a drive, that's for sure. Let's see, VE3 PWJ, Peter.
Yeah, that's for sure, Larry. Really a nice day for sure. We had to catch up on it. We didn't have too many good days for a long time there. So tomorrow I'm going to get my ears lowered, so that should be quite a nice experience. I don't know if I'm going to have to take my whipper when we go. I'm not sure just how well the barber's equipment will go through this mop that I got on top of me here, but maybe I should take that just to have a backup. What do you think? So anyway, carry on there, Larry. Get some more beans if possible, and we're going to listen along with you.
John Deere lawnmower works good.
Yeah, the lawnmower, that would work. Very good. So that's very good on the haircut, Peter. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to that. Be prepared to stand in line, though. I'm going to guess that a lot of these barber shops are just going to have lineups around the block, and beauty parlors will be worse. So hope you're not going to a beauty parlor.
Go to a fella just over here by where the Y is, and I've got an appointment for 3:30, so he should be well. He's booked right up solid until then, and I guess booked up after that as well, and then probably next week. Who knows how long after that to catch up on this backlog. But yeah, the lawnmower might work. That's another thought, but I thought maybe the whipper might be easier. It's a little easier to carry that. Over to you there.
Yes, that's for sure. Well, if you need a whippersnipper, I got one out here in the shed. It's battery powered, so we can do you up in the driveway, no problem. Let's see, VE3 IRB, Robert.
VE3 IRB here. Question for you. In determining the length of a 40-meter center-fed dipole antenna made out of covered wire, not bare wire, can I fold the wire back on itself? You have it at the insulator and tie it back on itself to shorten it, or do I have to actually cut the wire? Can you answer that question?
Yeah, I think, weren't we going back and forth about this the other night? And I can't remember. I know you could bend it, like, you could take it off on a right angle at the end and do that. But I'm not sure about folding it back on itself, whether it'll actually make it shorter or whether it will still see the same physical length. Let's hope that Bob and Jeffrey get back on here in a few minutes, because I bet you Bob would have an answer for that. Eldo may have an answer for that too. Eldo, what do you think?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What's the question? I was talking to the XYL here.
Robert has a dipole, and he's wondering that if he folds the end of it back on top of itself, it's a coated wire. If he folds the wire back on top of itself, is it going to affect the physical length of the antenna? Like, say he folds it back so it's 6 inch shorter. Is it going to make the antenna 6 inch shorter, or is it still going to see the whole length of wire even though it's folded back because it's insulated?
No, it will not. So you have to, but you have to make sure that the end is tightly against the wire, or else it will see that as part of the antenna. So yeah, if you make it nice and tight, coil it all up nice and tight, and it will not change the physical length of the antenna. QSL.
Okay, so you have to coil it up so there's a like a coil at the end. You can't just fold it back up the wire.
No, you have to like if he's got the insulator at that end, then the extra piece of wire, then he would have to coil it up on the wire, and that way it will not be part of the antenna. Just to clarify here, when you're saying coil it up, so if I wrap it back around and use some electrical tape and tape the one wire to the other so it's a good tight one on one, that's okay. You don't mean a circle coil. I think you mean like a wrap around. Is that correct? Yeah, wrap it around the cable, the antenna cable. Yes, wrap it around, and then also put some tape on it if you want. Yes. Okay, thank you. I'll give it a try.
Yeah, the good thing, Robert, is if the worst thing that can happen is if it doesn't work, you just straighten it out again and go with Plan B. But it's worth a shot, anyways. Joe, VE3 VGJ.
Yes, that's good information. I was never sure of that myself, and if I do it again there, I'll give that a try. And yes, this weather's great. Actually, this evening I met a friend there out for an ice cream there at the place there in Newcastle we were talking about earlier, and tried some Algonquin canoe ice cream there, and went down to the lake there and watched a few sailboats going in and out, and what have you. It was a nice and a nice dessert after dinner there. But yeah, it was kind of nice. Other than that, not much else to report on here, Laird. And I guess we got a ragnet there tomorrow yet, so one more before the meeting. Back to you.
Yes, sir. One more tomorrow night. Then we're off Saturday, and although I'm sure there'll be a crowd up at White Feather, and then Sunday evening will be our club meeting on Zoom. So I sent out the invite to all the club members. If you're not a club member and you want to be involved, just send me an email, and I will send you the invite for the meeting. I know there's a few people that are going to be on there with us, which is great. Love to have guests involved, because as you know, all our meetings are usually open to anybody anyways, so it's nice that we've got at least a few guests coming in. And with that, we will go down to VA3 RTV. Jeffrey, are you on the road and have a better radio system now? Okay, nothing heard from Jeffrey. So, Aldo, you're the man of the hour. It's your turn again, buddy.
You caught me just in time. I just returned to the operating desk. Anyway, just doing something here with the XYN online, so I'll pass for now, Laird, and I'll wait for the next time, QSL.
Okay, well, just a warning. We've gone through twice now, so we'll be calling it quits after this round. But we'll have an opportunity for anybody to jump in and have any final comments and that anyways. And with that being said, let's see. Is William, VA3 WBZ back? We missed you on the second go-around.
VA3 WBZ. Yeah, I was in the house there having my dinner there, Laird. Very interesting on the antenna stuff that I talked to a friend of mine this afternoon about doing that exactly, and he's saying that if I were to take an antenna for 160 meters and it's in the coil, you can use it for different bands by simply walking out the distance that you need, leaving it in the coil, and the radio just sees the proper length of the antenna when it comes to the termination point of where the coil is. So that may be something I may have in the future for when I do my field days, either in my front yard here or across the road in the park or whatever. Interesting stuff. Now that I got my tuna hooked up to the radio, the auto section of it, I'm going to go and play on HF on 40 meters for a little while and have some fun tonight. If that doesn't work, then I'll go put the other antenna on for 80. I'll work 80 meters for a bit and see what happens. Okay, Larry, back to you.
Okay, don't forget, send me an email because I got some videos that you need to watch. Yes, and when you were talking about the coil there, it reminded me, guys used to make antennas out of tape measures. You know the long, really long tape measures that you can pull out like 50 or 60 feet, and then you have a little crank on the side to crank them back in. Now you can't do it with a cloth one. It has to be metal, but guys used to make antennas out of those, and they would just pull it out however long they needed to, hook their wires up to it, and away they went. And the ultimate antenna, you could fine tune it any way you wanted to that way. And great, and good luck, and have lots of fun playing with the antennas. And that's what the hobby's all about. You try something. If it doesn't work, you scratch your head, and you just try something else, and you may have to scratch your head a few more times, but eventually you'll figure it out. And with getting a bunch of information from other people, and next thing you know, you've got a great working station. Let me see, is Clint back? VA3 KDK.
Thanks, Laird. I'm Claire Sebtrees.
Okay, nothing heard from Clint. And yes, 73 is William, and have a good evening. We'll listen for you tomorrow night. Let's see, Jeffrey, VA3 RTV. Okay, nothing heard. Did I miss anybody on this round? I mean, I only have, 10 people, so I couldn't have missed anybody, but you never know. So if I missed anybody, go ahead. Okay, very good. Well, we've been through the list a couple times now, so let's just, I'll just open it up for any further questions or comments that anybody may have. So if you do, please come now. Yep, the weather's got us, and to be honest with you, I can't wait to get outside myself. So I don't mind it that we're having a light rag chew tonight. And so with that, I'm going to say 73s. Wish everybody a good evening, and looking forward to chatting again tomorrow night. And of course, our meeting on the weekend. So everyone have a great evening. Get out there, enjoy the weather, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Laird, VE3LKS 73. Hey, Alex. Thanks for joining us on the YouTube. Can't even think. Good stuff. And yeah, so we'll listen for you guys tomorrow night, or I guess I'll have to watch for you if you're on YouTube. And I'll see you guys later. Have a good evening.